Video games are the greatest form of entertainment, with something suitable for all ages. And to be honest, looking at you, I bet you've played a few in your lifetime. Am I right? Am I right? Anyway, is it the best form of entertainment? I certainly think so, but let me know down below. Anyway, as you can tell, I adore video games. The brilliantly crafted stories with interwoven plot points, a diverse cast of characters, and excellent gameplay. I love the art that video games are nowadays. Beautiful vistas, detailed character models, and cutscenes so realistic you'd think they were live action. So here, I aim to outline and talk about my history with video games from 1999 to 2023. So here we go, my history of gaming. So being born in 99 and having a brother who was and still is, well, when he's allowed, a gamer, I was introduced to them from a very early age. And I would first like to talk about my first PC, well, our PC, because we had a family computer back in 2000 or whatever. We had it before I was born anyway. And my first memory of playing any video game, the first one, is of some Toy Story game played as Buzz Lightyear in some kind of platforming type of thing. For the life of me, I can't find what the game is for love nor money. And whenever he died, it just ended with... There were also a lot of old CBeebies games I used to play on the PC, you know, RIP Flash. And every Christmas there was this elf game they had where you have to collect presents on 3 conveyor belts and put them in Santa's sleigh. Yeah, it doesn't take that much to entertain me, you know. I can just look at grass and be happy for hours. So now let's get into real gaming with my first ever console, the PS1. No, the PS1, the PS, like, spell it O-N-E, 1. Yeah, that one, small one. One of the greatest consoles ever, a truly revolutionary piece of hardware that I didn't play much. I don't even know if it was mine, but anyway, it was in the house. Same as a Dreamcast we had, you know, it was someone else's. But anyway, the only game I even played on it was A Bug's Life. Yeah, out of all the PlayStation classics, I played Bug's Life. It's actually a pretty alright game, having to collect the letters to spell out Flick, you know, the main guy. I was never able to finish the level with the bird, but was fun nonetheless. Maybe one day I'll finish it, but to this day, yeah, I haven't. Here we start getting bigger, better, more graphics with the Xbox One. Well, not the Xbox One, but the Xbox... Right, why are you doing the same fucking joke again, man? Couldn't come up with anything else, could you? It's not funny. Oh, shut up, man. Fine, the original Xbox. My first ever games console that was purely for me. Now, this was like 2006 when I got this, so the 360 had already released, but I didn't know or care. I was happy with my Xbox with my games such as Turok Evolution, which, honestly, right, going back and watching gameplay today, like, wow, I thought this looked like real life, and look at it. FIFA 05 with legends like Ronaldinho, Kaká, and of course, Emile Heskey. I remember that whenever I would play kickoff, I'd always pick England, and I would always sub Heskey off for David Beckham. I mean, I don't know why Heskey was on and Beckham was on the bench, but that's what I did every game. It was also a FIFA game before Ultimate Team and those stupid FIFA packs which idiots spend way too much money on because they're gambling.
I get Neymar! I got Neymar! Yes! My padlock has returned! I got Neymar again! Yes!
But my 3 favourite games were, in reverse order,
In 3,
Shrek Super Slam, a top-down fighting game playing as the infamous Shrek characters, like the Donkois.
in 2,
My first Sonic game, Sonic Heroes. Yet again, never finished it, but I loved the gameplay, and sorry, but Shadow's Team was and is the best, you know, can't wait for Sonic 3. And probably a lot of young 20s' favourite game from around this time, The Simpsons Hit and Run. Now, you've probably seen countless other videos explaining how great this game was, so I won't talk too much, but wow, 7-year-old me fell in love that day with gaming and would play it for hours on end after school on my little match of the day inflatable chair, and sometimes with my best friends from school taking turns playing. It was the first games console that I loved, and is still one of my favourite consoles and one of my most important consoles of all time. And for The Simpsons Hit and Run, I think we could all agree it deserves a remaster. That's right, the Wii! The most family-oriented games console ever. Never before had we seen a console connect a family like this before. And this was the console me and my parents would play together. Me and my mum would be on Wii Sports, whereas me and my dad would be karting around Mushroom Gorge on Mario Kart Wii. So happy it's back on Mario Kart 8, by the way. It was a great bonding moment for me and my parents, as we would have so much fun playing with each other, and, well, me winning, especially at tennis. But that wasn't all. There was Wii Play, a personal favourite of mine. But for me, the best Wii game is actually Ice Age 3. Now, I'm a huge Ice Age fan, and the first 3 movies are some of my favourite animated movies ever. So when my mum or dad, I don't remember who bought me this game, when they got it, I loved it. Yet again, another game I could not finish, got to the final level but couldn't complete it for some reason. I think I got like 75% of the way through, just died over and over. But anyway, another one to go back to sometime in the future. But the Wii overall is my favourite console up to this point and really brought the family together, unlike my next console. The Xbox 360. Now, my brother has been and still is a massive Xbox fanboy, and back in 2010, I went down to his house and played possibly the greatest game I had played up to that point, that being Forza Motorsport 3. For 2 weeks, every time I was there, I would be on Forza 3 on Le Mans, trying to go as fast as possible, and that made me so happy. I knew I wanted one. And what solidified this for me was when I started high school back in 2010, for like 3 months, up until Christmas, I would walk past everyone asking, "Oh, what's your Xbox? Add me on Xbox," and so on, nearly daily. And I just had to say, sorry, I don't have one. I wrote down an Xbox 360 on my Christmas list, and waking up Christmas morning to see what Santa brought me, my eyes lit up. A brand new Xbox 360 with Kinect, obviously, with the games of Forza Motorsport 3, Forza 4, FIFA 11, Kinect Adventures, Kinect Sports, and probably the game that turned me into a true lover of video games, Call of Duty Black Ops 1. I fell in love that day, and I still have it till this day. This is by far the most important object in my life that has led me to how my life is now, for better or for worse. And my original copy of Black Ops 1, here it is. And this is what made me cool, I thought. I would play Black Ops nearly every night with people from school, just like the kids do nowadays with Fortnite or Warzone or whatever they play, Minecraft maybe. And for the foreseeable future, until this day, I still get Call of Duty every year, with some being great, good, bad, and Vanguard. But now we get into the lifespan of my 360, and after Black Ops 1, my nephew showed me this demo for this game, which was fairly new at the time, called Minecraft. You might have heard of it, but this demo was incredible, and I'm sure some older players like me remember it like it was yesterday. It was only a 30-minute demo, but each time I would leave the spawn room, find those hidden diamond tools, and just go to the castle and build my own stuff. It was a brilliant experience, and I knew I had to play and experience more of it. So I asked my mum for weeks and weeks and weeks until I was finally able to buy it with Microsoft points. Like, wow, remember them, Microsoft points. And my life changed forever. Now we are currently on my first Minecraft world, still up and running on my original 360. Anyway, that's it. My first ever Minecraft world. Spent so many hours on this world, and just done loads of different things, and yeah, so hope you enjoyed it as much as I did playing on it. And I have so many important worlds on multiple systems and versions of the game. The game I still play to this day a whole decade later. Never has a game been so good, produced so many great memories, and given me so much enjoyment as Minecraft has over the years. And I know people watching this might feel the same way. But now, the final game on the 360 segment is both a positive and negative for me, as you'll see. And that is FIFA 14.
Come on, I can actually do it! I can beat James! Yes! 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 3-1!
I got it a couple days before Christmas in 2013 as a sort of early Christmas present and immediately got hooked. It helps that some of my friends at the time from school played it as well, as we would be in an Xbox Live Party chat as I failed to get into Division 9. But now we get into the dark period of my gaming life, something that still plagues FIFA till this very day, and that is FIFA packs. The FIFA Players Cocaine, a system where people think they can get great players but end up with Andy Carrolls. And I was addicted, as many children get, and I kept spending my parents' hard-earned money on these packs. Oh wait.
So what we look at as surprise mechanics.
Yeah, surprise mechanics. Sure. And by the end of FIFA 14, I had spent in excess of £1,300 on FIFA coins from various websites, and this carried on until FIFA 20, when I finally decided, no, I am not getting FIFA 20. And when I got FIFA 22 and 23, when I started to talk to my friends again, I spent a little money, right? You know, I treated myself a little bit, but I feel I have broken my addiction to FIFA points and coins. Be wary, kids. Seriously. Well, that got off track from the Xbox 360 console, so let's move on to my first good handheld console. Yeah, I am a lover of the Nintendo 3DS and I love the 3D feature and think it is still good to this day. But this segment is short as I never really played much on it. I just played Mario Kart 7 and 3D Land, which I do love so much. It's a great Mario game. And that's a problem I've always had with Nintendo consoles. They just don't have many games I am a fan of. But it's still a neat little handheld console to play, you know, and as you can see, I did buy a new 3DS XL, you know, but told you it would be a short segment, but let's move on to my longest serving generation to date. The TV console itself, the Xbox One, the real Xbox One this time, and even before getting into this console, a split between the Xbox One and the PS4. And do I regret it? No, not at all. I made the right choice. Now, I got the Advanced Warfare Edition back in 2014 simply because it had a 1TB hard disk, which back then seemed impossibly massive. But what did I play on this next-gen console? Well, of course, I had Advanced Warfare, and sorry about this, but it is one of my favourite COD games ever. So yeah, I know, bit harsh, yeah, whatever, but I loved it, and I got to Prestige like 20, you know, Prestige Master like 6, whatever, you know. So I played a lot. But I also got Minecraft for Xbox One that Christmas, and for some reason, I really don't know why, it took like 10 hours to download. Genuinely, it took all Christmas Day, but it was great looking at the newer graphics and wait, this is like my only special edition console ever. Like, it seems wrong the amount that I've had, but nah, it's not. Anyway, I basically played these two games until like mid 2015 when my nephew came over and played some game on my brother's Xbox. I looked over and was like, wow, this looks like shit. Why are you even on it? Nah, it's good, fam, he said to me. Yeah, sure. Later that day, my brother left his Xbox as mine as he was going through a breakup at the time. So I looked over at his selection. Huh, what's this game? Destiny. Fine. I'll give it a try. It won't be any good. I'm sure this is that game Josh was playing. So that was it. That was how I got into playing Destiny for the first time. If my brother had never broke up with his girlfriend at the time, I may never have played Destiny or Destiny 2. Now that is hard to believe, especially if you know me, the amount of hours I put in. But I got into it pretty quickly. The gunplay, the different weapons, and the first looter shooter I had ever played, and adored it so much. That was when, in one of my French lessons, a kid came to me in my year and said, "Hey Eric, I didn't know you played Destiny." "Yeah, I've only played it for about a week." "Oh, you need to come join in. You know, we've got a fire team and we'll get you through raids and nightfalls and stuff, whatever you need, you know." "Oh, what have you got?" "Oh, okay. Well, I've never done a raid or nightfall, so sure." That was all it took. I had a fire team ready to take on the Vault of Glass and ready to take on Crota's End. They were the best bits of the game and made me love it even more, with me getting Black Hammer on my first Crota's End run and, well, just the Chassa White shader on the Vault of Glass. But I had never had an exotic up to this point in Destiny, so it was the weekend, and after the House of Wolves DLC came out, you know, if you remember, completing the Prison of Elders, you know, your first ever Prison of Elders, gave you an exotic for free. So being severely underleveled, basically just bare minimum to get in, I was carried through by two of my fire team members. And when we walked down to the treasure room, I opened the chest and boom! I got Galahad as my first ever exotic. And who says dreams don't come true? I was in total disbelief, as the two friends I was playing with had never had Galahad before. And now that I got carried through, I got it first try. I mean, not bad for a first exotic, to be fair. And then I bought the Last Word from Xur, which I thought was going to be my first exotic. And from then on, fell in love with this game. I continued playing over the summer break until the Taken King in September that year. I carried on with my Destiny experience, playing raids every week and leveling up. Something also happened during this time. So this guy, yeah, him from the French lesson who got me into the fire team, also brought one of his mates from high school called, well, Loaf. I'm obscuring his name, obviously. Now, I knew Loaf at the time, but we never really talked much, really. We were never in any classes at school. But playing this game, we played and talked quite a lot. And later on, at the end of, 2021, introduced me to the friends that I still talk to today. And I have Destiny and playing Destiny with Loaf to thank for being able to have the friends that I have today like these. We continued playing Destiny through everything. The April update, Rise of Iron, and the best time in Destiny history to me, the Age of Triumph. And yes, I will get on to Destiny 2 later. I carried on playing games on my Xbox like Titanfall, various FIFA games, and Halo 5. I know, only the best. And even made a little video, back in the day of my top 10 games on the Xbox at that time.
Finally, my number one game. You have been waiting for this in this video. Is it Fallout 4, Witcher 3, or even Metal Gear Solid 5? Are you ready for this? My number one game is Destiny!
Hey, right, stop. I don't want people knowing about that channel. But anyways, let's get onto my first PlayStation since the early 2000s. The console I left back behind in 2014. I got the PS4 for free with my phone contract at the time and bought 2 games for it. Minecraft, a game I already had, and FIFA 15, another game I already had, as it was a month before FIFA 16 would be out. But anyway, you can kind of tell that because of this, I had no reason to play the PS4 over my Xbox. So after just a couple months of not using the PS4, I sold it and I bought stuff for my Xbox like a new controller and headset. So that ends my PS4 saga for now. Hey mate, what did you just say? Yeah, my brother is getting someone to build a gaming PC for him. That sounds quite interesting. Right. How to build a PC. Wow, that's actually so cool. Oh my god, I really want to do that. And that's how I got into PC building and a love for everything personal computers, with a friend's brother having his built for him. So yeah, I watched countless videos on it and it sounded and looked so cool. And after my mum had come into quite a lot of money, I was given a little bit to build my first computer. My parents were a bit skeptical at first and I guess didn't trust me. But as my autism diagnoser pointed out, trust me. But I gathered all the parts and over about 4 hours built my first ever PC called Matilda. I named the PCs based off the CPU that's in them. So first CPU was called Matilda, second one was Abigail, and I'm currently on number 3, which is Remy. I had never intended to use it for gaming, so only put a 750 Ti in it back in 2016, so it certainly wasn't the best at the time, but it made me happy. I tried some games on it, such as Black Ops 3, and it was good enough for me. With me and Loaf playing custom zombies on it, it suited me. And before we get on to me unlocking PC gaming fully, we first need to talk about 3 more game consoles. The PS4 Pro, my first mid-gen console. I wanted it because of the newly released Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, as at the time it was a PS4 exclusive. And in the bundle deal I got at the toy shop, I got a little game, called Horizon Zero Dawn, as at the time it was the most expensive game you could pick out of the 2. But I didn't want to play Horizon, I wanted to play
Crash Bandicoot!
But then I really struggled, and found out how hard Crash Bandicoot is and plopped in Horizon Zero Dawn just one late night. And wow, from the moment it started I was hooked. The gameplay, the story, the characters, all excellent in my opinion. And to me, that's how you tell a good game. One you've never heard of and didn't really care about, but it turns out to be one of the best games you've ever played and currently sits second on my list. And that is what Horizon Zero Dawn was to me. It captured my imaginations, made me want to unlock and find all the secrets, and of course, it made me get excited when I saw a new giant machine I could take down in any way I found fit. It was glorious. The PS4 had many games like this, including Spider-Man and God of War. That trifecta of top-notch video games kept me company through the late 2010s, and that's why I have them all on my PC now, so I get to play them again at a higher quality. And I guess now you've got a PS5. Now, I remember seeing the reveal for the Xbox One X back in the day, and I had been following the rumours of it since it was Project Scorpio, and wow, seeing the size of it made my eyes lit up. Dear Santa, I hope I have been a very good boy this year and am on your nice list. Please may I have one of the new Xbox One X's. From Eric. Yet again, like the Xbox 360 7 years prior, my eyes lit up seeing it in real life. I mean, 4K gaming, most powerful console ever. What else was inside this little box of joy? But something else came out that year, and I was so excited to play it on my new console. That being Destiny 2.
Put like a big ass 2. Yeah.
And now I had the new console to play it on. Yeah, I know it came out months earlier, but stick with me. So, Destiny 2, the much anticipated sequel to the game I had certainly played the most on my previous Xbox, Destiny. So, Destiny 2, the day it came out, all my friends had it and were already progressing through the story, and when I came home from college, I hopped on and started playing with RJ, completing it that day, being so happy. It was so much better than the previous vanilla campaign, and well, not having realised how limited the game was, but anyway, that day was so good. I carried on playing Destiny 2 most of the time on my own, playing through all the crap DLCs until my old mate Loaf said he wanted to get back on after Warmind, and after playing that, we were ready to play
on the other side. Why can't I leave well enough alone and go to the light?
Forsaken. We both absolutely love the storytelling and Cayde 6 deaths, something no one would ever forget. until the next DLC. But then Loaf stopped playing it again after completing Forsaken. Until this day, hasn't returned. Until playing Witch Queen when it came out for free, you know, about a few months ago. But I carried on as a solo guardian with the seasons pass for that game, going through the Black Armourer, Joker's Wild, and of course, the pinnacle of that season pass, the Season of Opulence. But something happened that year that would change my gaming future. Destiny 2 would be going free to play and moving to Steam with the release of Shadowkeep. But before we get onto that part of my gaming history, there is one more console to talk about before I become PCMR, or in other words, PC Master Race. Quite an innovative little console, ain't it, the Nintendo Switch? It's a home console, it's a handheld, play it on your own, or with 2 players built in with the Joy-Cons. An absolutely genius product, and the sales numbers echo that. I still wasn't the biggest Nintendo fan, but I wanted to give the Switch a go and play things like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which I would say is probably the game that I am best at, you know? Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, surprisingly, my first ever Pokemon game, and Super Mario Odyssey, one of the best 3D platformers I think has ever existed. It was and still is a joy to play, and I even have one on my table right next to me. And with more Pokemon games coming out like Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet, I still love this console, and I'm looking forward to what Nintendo has cooking up there over in Japan. Hopefully, a new Switch coming out 2023, that's what I'm hoping for. Doubt it though, but here's hoping. So like I said earlier, Destiny 2 was going free to play and moving to Steam, but the cream of the crop was the addition of cross-save. So I decided I was going to play Destiny exclusively on my PC with the new DLC, Shadowkeep. But I had to upgrade Tilly's GPU, so I gave her a 1060 to replace my 750 Ti. And wow, what a difference. It was like getting prescription glasses for the first time, going from to this. And not just that, but when playing other PC games, noticing a massive difference between the loading times that there still is today between different storage mediums, hard drives and SSDs, and then obviously M.2s, yeah. But this gave me a reason to play PC games, as I'd only had like 2 before then, and use my PC more and more rather than an Xbox or PS4 as a primary gaming machine. And I bought more and more games, added to my Steam library, Epic library, you know, and Game Pass on PC. And choosing to purchase games or use Game Pass on PC on my PC rather than on a console. It felt like a new generation, and I was so happy with it. My gaming renaissance started in early 2020 with me wanting to collect consoles and play many games that had passed me by, and replaying some from my childhood in some kind of like early midlife crisis, you may call it. I mean, I was only 20 at the time, but during this I rebought an original Xbox with my 3 favourite games, a Wii U because it really does deserve some love after trying it. I mean, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is a joy to play in a single session, and I do like the gamepad idea. I mean, I know all these like great games are now on the Switch, but anyway. Plus, the one I got, because it was used, came with a Wii sensor bar, so I could play Wii games again. Speaking of the Wii, actually, you know, when I sold a lot of my gaming stuff at a non-specific shop, I was in line waiting for like my 600 quid. I'd sold like 2 PS4s, like PSVR, bunch of stuff. And this woman in a wheelchair wanted to sell her Nintendo Wii, but they wouldn't take it because it had a third-party controller. My dad nudged me and I knew what to do. Hi, yeah, if they won't take it, I'll have it. You know, what do you offer them? Tenner? Okay. Yeah, if you're okay with that. She was so pleased, and I didn't care if it worked. You know, she was like, yeah, it works. Yeah, I didn't care about that. I was pleased just to make her happy, and I think I achieved that. Plus, I got a Nintendo Wii for my collection. A great investment, if I do say so myself. I also got a new 3DS XL, as you saw in an earlier video, to play some of the Pokemon games and to replay Super Mario 3D Land. Hey, quick tip actually. If you're in the UK, right, and you go to this nondescript shop and buy a used console and some used games, previous person's save data may be on it. Well, that's what happened to me. So in Pokemon Ultra Moon, and it happened in Omega Ruby, I had the previous owners like saves of the game, so got all the Pokemon shinies, and I think some of them may have been modded, but even the 3DS itself had some of the person's like digital games, so it had like Pokemon Crystal, Yellow, Ace Attorneys, you know, had some pictures as well, which, I mean, a bit bad, you know? Like, imagine getting a new phone and it's still got all the old person's contacts. I mean, that is dangerous. But anyway, I quickly deleted them because I'm not one of those weirdos. But anyway, in the world of PC gaming, I knew Tilly was on her last legs. So early 2020, I upgraded to a new processor, this one being Abigail, you know, an 8700, and a new GPU, a 1080 Fans Edition, which I have here. It's broken, and if you want to see how I broke it, you can find that link in the video description. But at the time, it was a worthwhile upgrade, and she did serve me well. So where am I today with this, the biggest pillar of my life? Well, I have become a lot less elitist with saying one platform is better than another. I have gone mainly into PC gaming yet again, upgrading little Remy here and to a 3060 Ti, but I am also fortunate to have a PS5 which I play the exclusive games on, and my favourite game of all time, Elden Ring. But I also have an Xbox Series S, which, well, I don't use because, I mean, why have an Xbox if I have a PC? Just play Game Pass games. That's all I wanted it for, is a Game Pass box. And for my Switch, I did obviously upgrade to the OLED model, and I'm going through my small library of games from time to time, currently being on the start of Luigi's Mansion 3. But yeah, that is the majority of my entire history with playing and loving video games. I hope you've enjoyed this mini-series as much as I have loved living through it, and I will see you next time. Right, so like I finished this script, right, and I felt like I just wanted to mention literally my favorite game of all time, Elden Ring. You know, like I literally just said it in one sentence. Now, I had never played a Souls game before. I'd heard they were pretty hard and had seen it splashed on the PlayStation Store at the time. But after seeing one of my mates, the Ashlander, playing Dark Souls 3, I thought I would give Elden Ring a go. And like, seriously, wow. Never, ever have I ever played a game so complete, so gripping and so challenging in the best ways possible, with me cheering and sending Ashlander a picture every time I beat a boss. And that time beating the Elden Beast and becoming Elden Lord was the single most satisfying moment in my 20 plus years of playing video games. Okay, maybe like a Destiny raid boss like Oryx or Axis for the first time, good close, but that feeling of completing a truly difficult game after, you know, 40 hours, you know, because I've rushed through it. I'm currently doing a playthrough of trying to do literally everything. But it's a feeling I may never ever feel again. But here's hoping. It was finally the one game to beat Horizon Zero Dawn in my rankings of favourite video game, and it may never leave the top spot. But my final words on this exceptionally long, you know, mini-series are: gaming has meant an immeasurable amount to me. It has made me friendships I could only dream of, some that I still have to this day and will cherish to my last breath. Bonding moments with my family, late nights with my mum, dad or my brother, creating closer bonds, making some of my most cherished memories through my entire life, keeping my spirits up when I was in some very, very dark places, being the inspiration for me to make YouTube videos back in the day as a cringy 14-year-old, and of course playing a massive part in moulding me into the person I am today. And may these reasons that I love video games continue for a long while to come. Thank you so much for watching yet again. If you have watched all the way to the end, you know, every video, it means everything to me. It truly does. And hopefully we'll get back to, you know, normal videos now. You know, the next one's on, like, how many times I've been injured, you know, some interesting things there. So anyway, I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you next time.